23. And he said to them all, if any man will come after me, what? Let him deny himself. If you're going to make it through what God has called you to, you have to deny yourself. You will not make it unless you get rid of selfishness. Can't do it. It's about you, then it's not about God. If it's about your family, then it's not about God. It's about your job, this life, money, your house, friends. If it's about any of those things, then it's not about God. If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. Why? Because I'm talking about sacrifice today. Talking about suffering today. Jesus says, I come to bring fire. Fire is purification. He's going to burn out the things in your life that shouldn't be there, in your soul that shouldn't be there. Loved ones that are holding you back, He's going to burn that out. Purification. I come to bring fire. You have a baptism to be baptized with. Are you willing to be baptized in it? If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross daily and follow me. You have to take up that cross daily. Every day you have to make the new choice. There may be suffering today. Today is not my will, but the Lord's will be done. Today is not what I want, not my selfishness, but I may have to suffer and put myself last. 24. I'm telling you this so you know Christianity is not always the easiest road. 24. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it. If you seek to save your life, to have the life you want here on earth, you may have lost it. Sometimes the best thing to do is to let your child go. Let your job go, or let whatever go you need to go. And pray that the Lord brings it back. Amen? That's hard. There's nothing harder. But sometimes it's what needs to be done. Because sometimes the harder you squeeze something, the more it slips through your fingers anyway. You're holding a bird in your hand, is trying to get away. So you squish it the harder, only to kill it. A lot of times that's what happens in our life. The exact opposite's true. You need to let it go and let it fly. And you hope that it will see your compassion. But anyway, 24. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever will lose his life for my sake, the same shall find it. Now, in some of the versions, in Matthew or in Mark, the word there is not per se life, but it's actually psyche. It's soul. So let me read it in the Greek, what it actually says in the Greek in a lot of these verses. For whosoever will save his soul shall lose it. But whosoever will lose his soul for my sake, the same shall save it. You'll find your soul if you give it to Christ. And there are how many people? See, sure, it can speak to the dynamic of life, but it speaks more than that. It speaks to the dynamic of your soul, of finding yourself. How many people are there, one after another, losing themselves to drugs, or to a tragedy, or to a divorce, because they gave it to their spouse, but their spouse didn't know how to handle. The fairy tale ending wasn't what they thought. And they found out, because they didn't give their soul to Christ, it was to be lost anyway. You'll only find out who you really want to be if you find it in God. Any other person you think you are, you won't like it unless you let Christ remake you. Right? All these people, these self-help groups, they want to make themselves to be something. Let God make you. And then you'll find your soul, who you really want to be. Verse 25. For what is a man advantaged if he gain the whole world and he lose himself? See, you get that. Because in verse 24, he was actually talking about your soul. So now you understand better in verse 25 when he said, and you lose yourself. See there, he doesn't just say life. He says yourself, himself. For what is a man advantaged if he gain the whole world and he lose himself? And then ultimately he be cast away. And so Jesus is saying, A lot of times we have all these other things we're seeking in life. And Jesus says you can even gain the whole world. And most people, they're content if they just get a big truck and the perfect car or a beautiful house and a fishing boat to go with it. And that's all they want in life. They don't even need the perfect, the whole world. They just want a nice house and a fishing boat. Whatever they set to want in life. Whatever they go out to possess, if they're not willing to abandon it for Christ's sake, to lose it for His sake, then they may not ever find themselves. Because only God can show people what a true human soul is meant to be. Amen?